All right, so Erangel is finally getting some changes, and we're going to be going over that and more in today's video, going through update 26.1. What's going on, everybody? I'm Blitz5. We're going to be talking about this. This is going to be playable, if you're wondering, very soon. So if you're on PC, this is actually dropping tomorrow or today, depending on when you're watching this video, on October 11th. I'm recording this as of October 10th. A little late on the patch notes here because I haven't been playing PUBG as much recently, and I've been away for the past week. So this is dropping basically right now for PC, and then we have to wait a little bit more than a week on console all the way till October 19th. Yes, they still haven't merged those dates. We're 6 years into PUBG, almost approaching 7 years this March, and still separated by the update, which is kind of a bummer. But the big news here again is that Erangel, which has pretty much gone untouched, it was remastered at one point, is kind of the map that has been touched the least because it is the OG Battle Royale experience, and it is near and dear to many fans' hearts. It's finally getting a little bit of changes here, and PUBG just recently, over the summer, did some major changes to MIRAMAR, which I think people were really happy with, even though it really did change a lot of the map. And here on Erangel, they're making some changes, but it's not as drastic as MIRAMAR and some of the other maps. They're just hitting a few places that people don't really go to as much, or maybe they felt needed a change. And one of the first ones here is the Boatyard, which is formerly Watertown, which is in the center of the map just to the west of school, and now it is turning into the Boatyard. This area is really cool. I landed here one time just on the test server. Didn't seem like to be that much loot for a squad, but we'll see. I kind of was running through things just to see what was going on and taking a look. It did look great on the PC. And then another change here is Ruins. It's funny here because to me this update is like laughable because it's like not that much of a difference. But what I did notice, I think the most important part here is that the Boatyard is very close to Ruins. Almost seems like it's closer and more accessible. So I feel like because Boatyard is going to be such a popular spot because it's in such a great location, now it's more playable, that more people will make their way over to Ruins, and you'll actually see more engagements and more people going here. And you know, I could also see maybe a member landing here because they're looking to kind of split up the loot because there might not be enough in Boatyard. So we'll see. Usually, you know, there's also this compound across the street to the east. So this would be a great spot if no one else is going here. You send 2 guys to the main spot, 1 guy to the east, 1 guy to the west, and you're good to go. Then Stalber, you could see they're getting a big change. Now it used to be like half military, half Ruins. Now it's going to be like a full-on military slash kind of solar system. I mean, not solar system, but it's got a giant telescope there. So it's kind of like a science area, I guess is the right word I was looking for, a science center. And what's interesting about this area, if I show some footage here, is again, it looks really cool, looks very unique. Kind of reminds me of Observatory in Vikendi or on Vikendi. But the way that they built this, there's a cool globe in there and stuff about the solar system. Just doesn't really seem like the old version of PUBG, right? Old version of PUBG is very dark and like post-apocalyptic and everything's kind of blown up. But this, like, things look like in decent condition. So it's funny seeing this in PUBG, but ultimately I think it makes the environment a little bit more, I don't want to say colorful, but just a little bit more engaging, which I think is pretty cool. And then also the terrain around here, they changed a lot as well, which I think will make it just a better playable area for people, because sometimes Stalver was a little awkward to play around because it was such a narrow and kind of steep mountain up there. And then one of the changes here, which I can't say it's because people don't go here, because Milta to me is sometimes a hot drop. I don't like landing there because I feel like every time I go, I die, or it doesn't play well for me because I always have a hard time kind of crossing the street or getting in engagements. And people are always, I feel like, hiding, and it's just not a fun place for me to fight in. But what they're doing is they're actually adding more buildings and changing the layout. So I think people are going to be able to fight a little bit better here. The way that it's set up, we'll see. There's more trees, there's a little bit more cover. I think people will be able to get across the street a little bit better, but only time will tell. In my matches, there was mostly bots, so I didn't really get the full experience. So we'll have to see when this goes live what happens here. And it looks like in Georgia Poll, it says they also modified the layout of some of the buildings. I looked around the map and really didn't see too much other than this. You know, on Miramar, when I played, I kept noticing, oh, they changed this. They actually changed this. I didn't see that in the patch notes. But from just looking at the map, it didn't seem like they changed too much. But again, time will tell. One thing that did change, though, is that PUBG is doing a KFC collaboration. Again, I'm doing this a little bit out of order, just things that I think are kind of fun. So this is probably one of the biggest collabs I've seen in the game. I mean, PUBG's done a lot of stuff now. They did one with Hot Pockets and with McLaren and the Aston Martin collab just ended. And those are pretty big because you can drive around in a McLaren and Aston Martin forever. So maybe those are the biggest ones. But to see this giant KFC restaurant that's taken over a bunch of the gas stations in the game, I don't know if it's all the gas stations, but it looked like, you know, most of the ones I was driving by, was kind of funny to see. But the way they did this was really, really interesting. Again, like it looks modern or futuristic, and they even have like the balloons on top. So it really kind of sticks out. And what's really funny about this is if you go in, you can actually pick up these items as items in the game. So the bucket of chicken is a health pack, the fries are bandages, and the drink are boosters. So you can pick these up and use them in the game. And then you can actually order from this kiosk here. And when you order that, it's a KFC delivery box, and it gives you one of every item, like you just got a delivery, but you can only do it one time at that location. So this is going to be one of those spots where there's so much health here. And you know, when the update drops, everybody's going to be going to the gas stations to check it out. It's going to be a hot spot. There's a bunch of doors on the east side of the building. So just remember that there's multiple ways in. There's a front entrance, a back entrance, 2 doors on the right, and there's also like a drive-through window. So there's multiple entry points. You don't want to get stuck in here, but you could probably also lay a pretty good trap and hide in here and catch some enemies off guard. But to me, you know, some people will hate on this. I think this is really fun. It's kind of the current meta of advertising and gaming and really everything in movies. Like there's just so many brand collabs that happen. So it just makes sense that, you know, PUBG and other people are getting involved with this. I think it brings a little bit of hype, and it's only temporary. So to me, it's no harm, no foul. And for people are wondering why KFC, well, you guys know PUBG is super popular in Asia. And to my knowledge and what I've learned and seen and read about is that KFC is way more popular in Asia. You know, in America, sometimes KFC is considered kind of like a lower tier fast food chain, I feel like. I think it's making a little bit of a resurgence lately, but I know in Asia and other areas of the world, it's a lot more popular. So I think that's, again, why we're seeing that for sure. But anyways, it does look pretty good in the game. And I think you can actually go to KFC right now and get some kind of bundle. But honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be going. Normally, I like to support the collabs, and I bought some Hot Pockets, and Hot Pockets sent me some Hot Pockets, but I'm just not really a big fan of KFC growing up. So I don't know, maybe I'll decide to go. I'll post a picture if I do. So there you go. Excited to see that, at least when that drops on console. And then here, if we scroll back to the top, again, we went out of order. Tactical gear is coming back into the game. I know there was some confusion because it was removed and people thought it was permanent, but PUBG said all along that it was just temporary. So there were definitely a lot of confusion, typical PUBG. So now it's back to being on the ground. You have to pick it up, but once you pick it up, it is locked to your person. You can't drop it unless you die and come back via the comeback arena or the blue chip recall. So it's kind of a mix of both systems now. And what they did is it looks like here they did a nerf to the spotter scope and to the drone. So now the drone has a higher volume. It smokes when it's destroyed. The distance is less, so hopefully you'll be able to see it. And then you'll be able to see the drone a little bit better. And then also you can't just use it to drive, fly further away. And then the spotter scope now can't scope people through smokes, and the duration lasts for 2 seconds longer. So hopefully this will make a difference. To me, I like when PUBG adds new things in the game. I like when they take risks. I just don't prefer a lot of this stuff in the game, to be honest with you guys. I'm not a fan of the tactical gear. I don't want to be that person that's not okay with change. But to me, I just think it takes away from the regular version of the game, and I don't like utilizing it. And I'd like to hear what you guys think down in the comments below. Am I wrong with that? Am I the only person that feels that way? A lot of my friends seem to kind of enjoy using it and picked it up and started using them a lot, but for me, I'm just not really a big fan. So that's really the major part of the update. Tactical gear is back with a little bit of a nerf on the drone and the spotter scope. Updates to Erangel, so hopefully this map will be even more fun to play when we get it. KFC collaboration on Erangel, and then also PUBG here is adding in the team number to kind of help you track who's on what team, which we'll see. It looked good in the kill feed, made the kill feed look a little bit more colorful. Have to, again, test it out through playing with the squad and seeing how it really plays out. Should make things a little bit more organized. And part of PUBG's mission to clean up the game and also kind of bridge the gap from normal play to esports and bring some of that stuff in, because that's something you see in esports. You can see who's on what team and et cetera and whatnot. And then, yeah, from that, just some extra bonus stuff here, which I don't think needs to really be gone through. We'll talk about the store update. I actually haven't gone through this. I just like skimmed through it. So we'll look at it together and have some fun at some of the new stuff that's coming in. So this is a new Curse of the Wicked skin here. So, oh yeah, I did see some of this stuff. PUBG, some of this stuff got leaked before on Twitter, so I did see some of this. We have like this creepy dog skin. There's like a werewolf style skin. And obviously you can see the ones in front of you. So these are pretty cool. It's always fun to see what they do for the Halloween time period. Then we have the PGC 2023. They always do amazing PGC skins. And this is definitely another one of them for sure. I don't know if it's my favorite. I do like the blue, but I'm not sure if I love the designs. But yeah, really great stuff they always bring out during PGC. Then this is a Bloomin' Doom Rash. I'm not sure what this is. Collaboration's good with Rash. This might be like a musician or somebody. I'm not sure. But this looks like some flower stuff going on here, which is interesting. This will be on sale on October 25th. Then we have the next Contraband crate, of course, the new Dragunov. They're going to release a skin for it. Makes sense. So this is it, kind of in pop art style. Not a huge fan of that, the pop art kind of style. But there you guys go if you're interested in that. And then we have some bundles for PlayStation. And then your shop will be available. So I was hoping they would show more of these skins because these are actually pretty cool. Again, I saw these on Twitter, but I guess we can kind of get a zoom in here. So I think these ones are going to be pretty sweet. There's a really cool level 3 helmet there that my webcam is almost blocking, but it's kind of like this, the top part of the skull, and the werewolf was really cool as well. So these were pretty sweet to see. And then also before we end the video, I just wanted to remind everybody that this year of updates is not over. This has been actually a pretty good year for PUBG update wise, and they're actually bringing a new map allegedly at the end of this year. So this should be a nice end to the year, end of 2023 for PUBG. We'll see how it goes. And again, let me know what you guys think of the tactical gear and PUBG update, and if you guys are still playing a lot on the battlegrounds or what your future holds in that area. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the update. And as always, I'm Blitz5 and peace out.